In this video I will give tips for training crew faster. And I need to remind you that these tips are for free players and beginners, just like most of the videos I make. So if you are a player who spends money, then all this probably won't be useful for you, and if you are someone who has experience and already has knowledge, you also don't need to watch this video. Be a smart person who spends time doing something useful. First of all, I need to explain that I am a free player, and grind different tanks every month according to the Tech Tree event. If I'm really interested, I'll usually try to get one tier 10 tank during the event, but if not, I'll at least get 2 tier 8 tanks. I do all this because I have a goal, but I don't think it's necessary to explain because it would take too long. So if you do the same as me, you can follow all the tips that I will give you and that I have done myself, but if not, you can just do a few things that you think are useful for you. There are 3 main points to train the crew faster. The first is to use the mentor skill. Once this skill is trained 100%, it will increase the amount of XP earned by at least 10%, that means crew training will be 10% faster than usual. And the number will continue to increase. As you can see, currently this skill provides 12.1% additional XP for all crew. And you can see on all my vehicles, the commander definitely has this skill. The second thing that will make crew training faster is a vehicle that yields a lot of experience. Usually the higher the tier of the vehicle, the more experience you will gain, because logically the higher the tier, the better the weapons and the more HP each vehicle has. But it also depends on performance in battle, because someone could be more skilled at playing with a low tier and less skilled at playing with a high tier. So it all depends on your skills. You can check on your service records to find out which vehicle gives you more experience on average. The third is good or right timing. During the Top of the Tree event, which will always change every month, there will also be a related mission. So during the event, apart from the price discount on tanks, we will also get additional crew experience if we complete the mission. This is one of the reasons why I always play tanks according to the lines on the tech tree during the event. And you can see, even though I already have a tank of a higher tier, namely tier 7, I still play a tank of a lower tier, and at least get one win and get a bonus ×2, which is reset every day. If I'm lucky and complete the mission, then I will get more crew experience and combat experience. Furthermore, for elite tanks where all modules have been researched, including the next tier, we can use all the experience gained to accelerate crew training. So by activating crew training acceleration, all experience gained after battle will be automatically added to the least trained crew. You can see this is the crew that I have been training for a month during the Tech of the Tree event. But actually at that time I only had 3 skills, and I got the 4th skill during the Onslaught event and a little extra from quick training. But that's because I didn't focus on 1 or 2 vehicles, and you can see that the tier 9 vehicle from the same line also has 3 skills, and the tier 8 has 2 skills. These are some of the crew on a tank I was grinding a few months before, which got to tier 10. To be honest, I didn't know all this right away when I first started playing, and it's impossible. Even though I have searched, I can't get any accurate information, because generally well-known streamers and content creators are not free players. So I did a lot of observations and trials myself, and some of them also made some mistakes and wasted time before finally finding a more effective way. These were some of the crew on a tank, which at that time I was still inexperienced and didn't know how to play effectively, so I only reached the 2nd skill, and actually I had reset the skills because I also chose the wrong skill in the past. The next method is a bonus, because not everyone can do it, especially new players, namely using a premium tank. These are all the premium tanks I have collected, and I got them all for free. Some I bought using bonds and some from auctions, where I used free XP to get them. Some I got after completing missions from the campaign, and some others only needed to complete missions during an event. And all of these tanks have one of the same advantages, namely that they will provide more experience. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to focus on playing all these tanks, and I haven't even played some of them, because I'm still focused on my main goal, which is having all the tanks in the research tree, and getting a feel for playing them to broaden my knowledge. Next, I want to show how I grind tanks and train the crew every month, while taking advantage of the Tech of the Tree event. Even though it sounds easy, there is a method that I use when moving the crew to another tank, and it also requires some consideration. We will discuss more details in part 2 if I remember and am enthusiastic about editing it. Thank you for watching, see you soon.